I don't know what happened with it, just stopped. So we're just going to keep going. So hi, I'm Ronnie Ocampo. If you're new here, I'm a former wildland firefighter, and I just love talking about wildland firefighting. So I think this stream will be our last live together because the fire season is winding down. So we're just going to call it quits after this one, unless something significant happens next week. Then I'll go live. But until then, I think this will be our last one together, which is sad. But I wanted to let you guys know that I do have a wildland firefighter course. The enrollment for that course ends on Sunday, that's September 25th. It's for people who are interested in maybe getting into wildland firefighting, but they're not sure if it's a good career decision for them. So we go over the job, kind of like in-depth stuff about the job, career progression, pay and benefits, and then other factors to consider that maybe you don't think about when you're getting into wildland firefighting. So it is a quick course. It's meant to just like get you in, get you the information, and get you out. So that way you still have time to apply for next season fire jobs if that's something you decide that you want to do. You may decide, oh, that's kind of not the path I want to go down. But I'd rather you guys be informed and know before you get into, before you commit to something. I'm in the military, right? So people go to basic training, and all the time you hear like people are like, what did I get myself into? And that is not where I want you to be when you get into wildland firefighting. I want you to go in knowing the good, the bad, the ugly, what to expect. So that's kind of what this course is for, is just to kind of give you a quick, here's what you need to know so that you can apply if you would like to. So I know that there are a lot of jobs that are already opening, which is fantastic. So fire season jobs for next year are already open, and then more will be opening here pretty soon. I just want you guys to be informed. All right. Well, I also, since this will be our last one, I want you guys to please follow me on Instagram, on all the socials. But I'll put that there so you guys can see. We'll have the fire season will be ending. We won't have this every week. So make sure that you're over on, social media, keeping up, and please email me or tag me in your fire photos as you're like reminiscing over your fire season that you just had and you're looking back at your photos. Please tag me or email me. And with your permission, I would love to put your photos on my website, and just to showcase what you guys have been doing all summer long. You guys work so hard, and I just love seeing your guys' photos. So please tag me or email me, and I would love to put them up on my website. So thank you. I would love that. All right. Well, let's just get into it. We have quite a few things. We're going to look at NIFC, of course. I want to go over the 6 minutes for safety today because I thought it was funny. And then we're going to get into a couple articles of fire news. So let's just get into it. All right. Of course, we are over at NIFC. We are at a National Prepardness level 3 that went down from a 4 on the 16th of September. Oh, yes, as of 16th September. So that's where we are with that. There's been 6 new large fires that were reported yesterday. 4 were in Idaho, 1 was in Montana, and 1 in South Dakota. There are 96 large fires going on. There's about 9,700 wildland firefighters and support personnel that are assigned to incidents. So I think we were up to 20,000 at one point, and now we're down to 9,700. So significantly less, definitely weather, I think, and just changing of seasons. So although several areas have seen a change in the weather, that has decreased the potential for new large fires incidents in the northern Cascade Mountains may continue to burn actively. So you can go, if you guys are interested, you can look at the Predictive Services website, kind of show like where fires are supposed to be predicted for the rest of September in October. So yes. This is just talking about like a cold front that's moving in. So good times. So Idaho has 40 fires going on, which is so crazy. Idaho, I called it, man. I said that Idaho is going to be burning this year, and for sure has. So Montana 27, Washington 14, Oregon 6, California 6, Oklahoma 2, and Wyoming 1. There's only 4 fires that were actually contained. So there has been a lot of fires that have burned this year, a lot of acreage for sure. But so you guys can go in and look at any fires you're interested. We're not going to go into fires today because there isn't anyone that like significantly stuck out to me. Unless you guys are interested, please leave comments, questions. We'll do that after the fire news. So if you guys want to look into anything, please let me know. But we're going to go over into the SIT report now because it's just a good time. All right. So let me pull up the SIT report. And I did a video on after action reports. And so I just thought this one was interesting. I have never heard of this version before. Hopefully it's big enough so you guys can see. This is the chainsaw AAR. Please let me know if you have heard of this in the comments. I would love to know. But so they're going to give a scenario. It's late. The crews worked the fire for 16 hours straight. It's been a long, hard day. Everyone's tired. No one has eaten a hot meal for days. And oh yeah, you might as well be cold. No time for an AAR? Think again. There's plenty of time for a chainsaw AAR. And I'm wondering, when you guys are reading this, because I'm assuming you have to read this every day, do people give emotion into this? Give it some life. Give it some fun. Okay, anyways. The idea behind the chainsaw AAR is simple: speed. When you need to get an AAR done quickly, try this simple format. So, of course, the regular AAR is in your IRPG. This I have the old one. The new one's yellow. I have an old one. But the questions in the AAR for like a real after action report is not a real one, but like a traditional one is: what was planned, what actually happened, why did it happen, and what can we do next time? And sometimes these can get pretty lengthy because every single person on the crew has to answer those 4 questions. So this format is have the team form a loose circle. I don't know why loose. You could just have, anyways, whatever. Start with a single team member and ask one of these questions. A single team member and ask one of these questions. What is one thing that went well on this shift? What is one thing that did not go well on this shift? What is one thing you would do differently next time? What is one thing you learned today? So continue around the circle until everyone has had a chance to answer one question of those. It may be necessary to place a time limit on each individual, such as 30 seconds. Avoid unnecessary discussion. Dinner is waiting. Note the comments for future discussion. So this just makes it really quick, but you're still getting an AAR in. Everyone's going to be tired. No one's going to want to do this. They're just wanting to go home. So I really love this format because when you have to do this with every single person, you have to ask those 4 questions and people are talking and you're just like, shut up, and no one's listening because everyone's just like, I just want to go home. I love this option. So I thought this was really cool, which is why I wanted to bring it up. So yes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have you guys done a chainsaw AAR before? Let me know. I haven't done one, so I thought this was kind of cool. All right, now we're going to go in to some fire news. So we are going to start off on a sad note, which really sucks. Hate doing this, but it is something we need to discuss. So there was a firefighter that died on the Moose Fire, unfortunately. So if you don't know, the Moose Fire is in Chalice, Idaho, or by Salmon, Idaho. So on Thursday, September 22nd, the forest supervisor of the Salmon Chalice National Forest released a statement about the September 20th death of Gerardo Rincon, who passed away while assigned to the Moose Fire in Idaho. It is with immense sorrow that we share the news of the passing of Gerardo Rincon of North Reforestation Inc. He suffered a medical emergency during the early morning hours of September 20th. He was a crew boss of a Type 2 crew that was assigned to the Moose Fire. So he has been a firefighter since 1994. He had a 28-year career He was a Type 2 firefighter, an engine captain, and crew boss. He was highly recognized for his performance by his employers, and crew members enjoyed working for him during many fire assignments. So it is awful. I hate, having to report, I guess, on this. So deepest condolences go out to his family. And but there would be a procession from the Jones and Casey Funeral Home throughout downtown Salmon and the Lemhi County Airport beginning at 09. So there's also a viewing scheduled for Wednesday, September 28th at the Franstrom's Mortuary in Independence, Oregon from 5 to 8. A funeral mass will occur on September 29th at St. Patrick's Catholic Church, followed by a burial at Hilltop Cemetery. So if you guys could take a moment of silence for him. It's the worst. I hate having to report on those. So I think that's like the third or fourth this fire season. But so that sucks. So unfortunately, we're going to move on to a different type of story. There's like no good way to like move on from that. But I wanted to talk about this. So this is a student at a university. And in here it describes, she loves talking about wildland firefighting. So this is about the poor air quality as a result of regional wildland fires. So I think this school is in Oregon or something like that. And it talks about all the smoke, the particles in the air, and how it makes it an unhealthy or poor air quality in the area. So she's done, this is something I've done a ton of research on and just love talking about it. Her name is Natalie Saunders. And she basically talks about how suppression of fires has caused these huge super fires, and how we need to let fires burn or at least, clean them up ourselves and make sure we don't have tons of fuel on the ground, basically. So I remember writing a report like this for one of my classes, my college classes, and everyone was like totally against me in my class. And I was like, am I like the only one who thinks that we should still let fires burn? Obviously there, in areas where there's houses and stuff like that, yeah, obviously not. But if it's in big wildland areas where there's nothing there, I voted for, yeah, I think we should let them burn. It's nature's way of cleansing. Like it's a part of nature. Like that's just what's supposed to happen. So that's why I really like this article, because she was basically on the same side that I was on. So I was like, oh, I love this. It does suck. Yeah, there are tons. So let me read this. Sorry. The smoke we've been experiencing here in Walla Walla, so Washington, I'm assuming, is a direct result of both geography and decades of fire suppression. Without fire to burn away the dead brush and trees, fuels were allowed to build up over the course of almost 50 years. Saunders said, the overabundance of fuels created the larger, more intense fires we are seeing today. Fire is necessary to many forest ecosystems, as some species need fire to germinate. Associate professor of sociology. Okay, we don't need that part. But yes. So I just thought that was interesting, because I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir of other firefighters, but there wasn't too many firefighters in my class, so maybe that's why they were just like against me. Of like, you're crazy, we need to suppress them. But anyways, so that was that one. And then I think this will be the last one that we talk about, but I thought this was kind of cool, because this talks about the mosquito fire recovery as it begins. I guess there was another after 1 year after the Caldor fire burned into Lake Tahoe Basin. So in that area, there was another fire the previous year. But they are talking about forest health partners deploy new technology to help reduce wildfire threats. So this company has a powerful new software tool developed by Vibrant Planet that will allow land managers to collaboratively address wildfire threats and plan forest health and restoration treatments. Holy moly, let me drink a cup of my coffee. All right. Yes. So it just talked about how there, of course, more technology going into wildland firefighting, which I absolutely love. This helps plan for communities to be able to plan, how they're going to basically like plant things and how they're going to be able to prevent or better deter wildland fires in their communities. So of course, they just have like a bunch of technology that they're going to be putting into this. So I thought that was kind of cool. Um, The land tender, which is what the capability is called, land tender enables land managers to collaboratively create forest treatment plans based on a number of desired outcomes, such as reducing the risk of catastrophic wildfire or maximizing water quality or protecting recreational opportunities. So, I mean, it just brings options to the different communities for their reforestation programs, if that makes sense. Anyways, oh, today was a rough one. Sorry, guys. As it's the last one, I apologize. But with that, that was all that we have for today. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, or comments. Yes, this is good for the freshmen. Sweet. Love that. All right. You guys know what to do. Make sure that you are liking, sharing, subscribing, because we'll have more Wildland Fire stuff through the fall, the rest of the fall and winter, and then we'll gear up for next summer. So I'm excited. So please let me know, what are your plans for the off season? Let me know. I'm interested to know what you guys are doing. Do you guys have other jobs? Are you guys taking leave, or like just taking the winter off? Are you traveling, going to school? What's your plan? How much do S130 and S190 cost? So when you go onto the learning portal, they are free. And once you get assigned, or if you get onto a fire crew and they have their own training, if they don't want you to do the online portions and they just want you to go through there, then they'll provide that training for you. It's free. So from my experience, I've never had to pay for any trainings. All right. Well, I think that was it for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them down below, but also you guys can email me if you want to. Oh my gosh. Pocket Demon. Waiting for tomorrow to hear if I got picked for the BLM boot camp. Awesome. That's exciting. Hopefully you get it. Fingers crossed. Did you have to pay for this boot camp? Let me know, because I know some boot camps you do, and then some have been free. So I've never paid for a boot camp, but I've also never, so I went to a boot camp, but it was also provided when I got hired onto a crew. So, because that was my first, as a rookie, we had to go through boot camp and they paid for it. But also I was with the BLM. So that's interesting. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your